It's Matt with BoLS Souls. Today we're going to be taking a look at Spirit Island by Fabled Nexus, a cooperative settler destruction strategy game, 1 to 4 players, 90 to 120 minutes, ages 14 plus. So let's take a look. Alright, so here we go. Back of the box. Game components. Little description. Let's get it open. Okay. Got a nice glossy rule book. I'll go over that later, but there's actually, this is a nice glossy paper. Good to see. Here are your different map tiles to build your island. Different pieces to pop out. It's my favorite part. There we go. Let's see. Alright. So we got 4, 5 little baggies here. Pop these open. Take a look. There's zoom in here. Nice detail work on these guys. These, I don't know, Monopoly hotel looking things. And then in this other bag, we got smaller houses. Did a little size comparison here. There you go. I guess, so likely your settlers, looks like. See if I can get in a little more. Too far. There you go. Settlers, sure. And then, lastly, not quite lastly, couldn't tell you. There's a bunch of them though. So there we go. Just going through everything. We'll go through the rules later and figure out what all these things are. But here, got a lot of nice wooden pieces. Everything else has been plastic so far. These are wood. Got our little mushroom or huts, more likely, and probably player tokens. So let's pause for a sec, and we'll take a look for the rules and go over what all these components are. So while I was going through the rules, I discovered, somewhat accidentally, that there's actually way more in this box. And with this, there's a lot more. You should have noticed by the weight of the box, but I wasn't really paying attention. So we got plenty more to look at. We got a lot of additional bags, which I really like when games include these. They're just, that's a nice addition. Cost them pennies and just is very convenient for the player. So we have a bunch of different game boards, player boards. Yeah, I've got a lot of these. I like that art. It's very cool. A lot of powers, a lot of things to keep track of. So it definitely looks like each player is going to have a pretty different play style. Because while I haven't gone through the rules yet, but you'll notice each spirit has a different amount of presence and card plays and different innate powers. We got Actually, we got a lot of these. Zoom out a little more. We got a total of 8 different player boards. Each one definitely has a different layout, and they're different growths, different presence, card plays, powers, special rules, all different. Very nice. I really like the art here. It's very cool. I like that a lot. What else do we have? Still more. Terror level. On the other side, actually. Oh, there we go. Really, there's just so much to look at here. So back on the player boards on the other side, they got a little bit of flavor text set up, and then this is neat. They tell you the play style. I'll zoom in a little bit. They tell you the play style and how complex this spirit is, and then summary of powers, mostly defensive powers, very little fear powers. That is very cool. I like this a lot. You really don't see that a lot in many board games, where they tell you right on the board sort of how you're going to want to play it, how complex it is, and breakdown of powers. So for your first starter, you know, maybe you take Lightning Swift Strike versus Bringer of Dreams and Nightmares, which is really complex. That's great. I like that inclusion a lot. So anyway, back to our terror level. There you go. Still more. Oh, we got a little fold-out mat here. Definitely a lot of components in this game. So there we go. We have our fear pool, generated fear. So I guess this is sort of like a general game state mat, because you have your fear cards, blight, and your terror level, and then you know you'll be able to plop that on there to change the terror level. Cool. Fold that back up. What else do we have? Oh, there's scenario cards. I'm not gonna struggle trying to open these, at least not right now, but there's maybe about 6 of them in here. And the rules did have a component list, so we'll go over that later. We got our minor power cards, as well as spirit cards, still all nicely wrapped, individual powers. And then, last but not least, got some other little cards here. So now, let's see, rather than taking a quick pause, let's just open up to the component list here, because I think that'll really help us figure everything out. So there we go. So yeah, we saw the you can see the Dahans, cities, towns, explorers. The little things were blight tokens. The island modular board, the invader board, which we saw, the power progression card. Yeah, a lot of cards to keep track of. Invader cards, major powers, minor powers, unique powers, blight, terror, fear. A lot of components to go over. The anniversary panels, I guess, was those scenario cards. I thought they were these guys. And then they have a big setup thing, and here's what the game is for a 4-player game. This is what it'll look like. Everyone will have their unique spirit board and the invader board up here with the island map and everyone's individual play area. So I only know a little bit about how this game works, but the general idea is invaders are coming to your island and you are all trying to chase them off using your individual powers. And I assume at the end of the game, whoever has chased off the most invaders wins. Yeah, okay, so they have an option here for first-time players to complex game with many moving parts. Yeah, it definitely has a lot of components. So that's nice where they have, even in the rule book, they say you can skip these things on your first playthrough just to get a handle of how the game works. So it looks really cool. I like a game with a lot of moving parts. That's right up my alley. So hopefully we'll get a chance to check this out later. Thanks for joining me. Have a good day.